Yo, you're watching the Screaming Fish here, guys. Sorry for that terrible intro. I know it was really typical of me, but oh well. So anyway, you can tell by what I was kind of humming there, if you could tell, that I am reviewing Angry Birds the movie. Finally, I guess some of you guys are probably going to be complaining, oh, Fish, this is really late. It's been out for ages. Who cares, honestly? So, yeah, I'm here to review Angry Birds, so let's get on with it! So, my voice broke, I am so sorry. So anyway, flightless birds lead a mostly happy existence except for Red, who just can't get past the daily annoyances of his life. His temperament leads him to anger management class, where he meets fellow misfits Chuck and Bomb. Red becomes even more agitated when his feathered brethren welcome green pigs to their island paradise. As the swine begin to get under his skin, Red joins forces with Chuck and Bomb to investigate the real reason behind their mysterious arrival. So what do I think of this video game movie? The best thing I can say about Angry Birds, it's not god-awful. There is some good to be had in it. Now, I said this in my Warcraft review, and I will say it again. I don't hate video game movies. There are a few that I like Mortal Kombat, Wreck-It Ralph, Final Fantasy, Advent Children, and for what it was, Ratchet & Clank was an alright movie. But this is, in my opinion, basically, all I'm asking is that you don't judge me. This is all in my opinion. Just don't judge my opinion, because I do have a feeling that possibly, like in Warcraft, if I do get any hate comments in that video, that I probably will get a few hate comments saying that this movie is good to them at least. But that's your opinion. This is my opinion. So let's get on with it. So there's some pretty good stuff here. For example, the voice acting in this movie is amazing. Each and every one of the cast really do give it their all. Ironically, Jason Sudeikis, I do not know if I'm pronouncing this right, Sudeikis, you can correct me in the comments if I'm not. As the main protagonist, Red gives the best performance in my opinion, and easily one of the funniest of the year. As the rest of the cast, they're pretty awesome in this movie. As well, in particular, Bill Hader as the main villain of the movie, Leonard. His performance came off as both really funny and very enjoyable. I'll also say that the animation in this movie is amazing. Each and every one of those feathers felt real, and there was not one single scene where the animation looked awful. And admittedly, whenever a character cracked a joke, I found myself laughing my butt off. This movie has some of the best slapstick comedy I've heard in a while, admittedly. And not to mention the Easter eggs and references to the games are amazing. Those are things that I liked about this movie. So, it ain't all bad. There is some good. However, Angry Birds is in no stretch a good movie, in my opinion at least. Why? Well, for starters, the voice acting is amazing. A lot of the characters, though, just come off as either annoying or just unlikable. For example, Red himself, he started off as a really good character in my opinion, but the more the film delved into the more cynical side of things, the more the repetitive and stupid it became, and in the end, it just did not do anything for me, and I ended up disliking the character of Red. And the more they did this. I also found Josh Gad as Chuck to be particularly annoying. He did not do much in this film either. For the majority he was in the film, it just felt like he was just there for comic relief. And I guess it felt like that a lot, unfortunately. And I do like Josh Gad. He was amazing as Olaf in Frozen, but that's what I felt in this movie. I also thought that a lot of the characters in this movie were really underdeveloped, and for example, Bomb. There was one scene where they tried to flesh him out a little. I do like him a little more than Chuck, but other than that, they make no attempt to develop the character even further. admittedly, for the majority of the movie, I did not think I was watching an Angry Birds movie. A lot of the time, it didn't feel like it. A lot of the time, that made me feel. It made me feel I was watching a really been there, done that, and the only scene that I actually felt like I was watching an actual Angry Birds movie was the first few minutes of the finale with the slingshot. That scene captured pretty much everything that made the games so enjoyable, and it's probably the best scene in the movie, like faithful wise. I mean, this is probably the most unfaithful movie to a video game I've seen so far, because another slight issue I have with this is that while the animation is perfect, the birds are designed in a way. Some of the birds are designed in a way that they're almost unrecognizable. Like, for example, the character of Stella is in this movie, and I did not realize that was actually the character of Stella until the finale when she was on the slingshot. So you can imagine thinking, oh wait, that was Stella. That was not obvious at all. So yeah, another huge problem I had with this movie is the visual comedy. If you know what I mean, the comedy that came from dialogue, the slapstick comedy, is one of the best parts of the movie. But the visual comedy came out as really disturbing and not funny. I won't tell you which specific scenes I'm talking about here, because trust me, you'll know them when you see them. And trust me, they're gross as heck. There are also a lot of references to other movies, and while some of them were pretty good, I'm not gonna lie, there was one reference to The Shining that just made me laugh my butt off. A lot of them felt like they were just ripping it off from other better movies, and I mean they literally ripped off the Quicksilver scene from X-Men: Days of Future Past, and I know that wasn't the intention to make it feel that way, but that's what it felt like to me, because it just felt like it was just straight out torn from that movie. So Angry Birds may be fun for farts and giggles, but aside from that, there really isn't much else going for it. And yes, I understand that how hard it is to transfer an iPhone app into a feature-length movie, and yes, there's clearly been effort put into this, and yeah, but unfortunately, this is my least favorite video game movie of the year, pretty much because of what I've just said here. And personally, I did not like this film. It's not god awful, and thankfully, it's not the worst movie I've seen all year. But it's not one I would recommend to anyone, to be honest. So, guys, this is my Angry Birds review. Thank you for watching. Once again, I do not hate video game movies. This is just my personal opinion. Do hope you enjoy this. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow me on Facebook. And I will indeed see you guys later. Goodbye, guys.